People are ruining people's career online.
Honey, this is a Pinterest hack. It's cool. You
It's-
know you're going to enjoy trying it out, and if it's wrong, then you can have the pleasure of gloating.
I'm a shucker from way back when, and this lady's come up with a new way to do this, and I challenge it. And we're going to take that into the Todd's test kitchen, my test kitchen, and put it to the test,
In the test kitchen that belongs to Todd.
which is testing.
All right, good news. This is cool. If you're looking for a job, this is
Did
actually...
we say hi yet?
Oh, hi. It's the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. How are you?
How you doing?
It's Thursday.
The
You could be
job-
watching this any other time, though.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows?
Right?
Amazon.com. We knew they were coming. They were building the big, gigantic distribution center, and
Right.
they're hiring the first 1,500 people. They're hoping to hire 3,000 total.
Excuse me. What? How many?
1,500. Now, here's the cool thing. They're really matter of fact. The senior team guy, he's like, you're going to get a job offer going out the door today. I mean, they're not screwing around because
And here's the
they have
interview.
1,500
like
people.
this. Yeah, she's got a pulse. She's a manager.
No, I think you have to be able to work pretty hard. I've heard stories, but this is really cool. So it's a job fair information. You can get all the info and everything you need to know, and you can apply right there on the spot. They hire on the spot.
Right.
It's down at the Vivint Smart Home Arena. It started yesterday on
As
the
we
1st.
like to call the Delta Center.
It will always be the Delta
It will
Center.
always be the Delta Center. And
know.
maybe the Salt Palace.
I know.
Go ahead.
But it's going to run through Friday, and it's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dress sort of nice.
How
Pay
do you
attention
know?
and bring a
What?
small resume. It'll be
Once
nice.
again, just check the pulse you're in.
You know, I don't want to say this, but you know that it would be like awesome because they say that you are a warehouse fulfillment associate, which means that you are working with their robotics
Wait a
system.
minute. We can look out our window and see out by the airport, right? So I'm sitting online and I go, I would like an anvil. And then in about 20 minutes,
Mr. Keller,
here's your anvil.
you wanted an anvil.
Because it's so close.
You know, I have this awesome vision. It'll be like a sci-fi movie, and they're really like wet wiring everybody, and they're going to have like some sort of implant here, so that like sends all of the impulses to the.
Erin, leave your fantasies where they
I
belong.
know, but I really do. I do love wet wiring. I really kind of hope I'm still around for it when it shows up.
Think of all the bubble wrap. Bubble wrap everywhere. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I would not
1,500
be the
jobs.
employee. I would not be the employee who would wrap up one of my coworkers in several layers and then throw them down the stairs to see how long it took to crack all the bubbles.
Once again, keep your fantasies where they belong.
Tell me you wouldn't do it.
Might.
Tell me you would not do it.
I do those big pillow ones they put in a box this big, and you're getting something this big, and then they pack it around with those pillow things, and I always give them to Zoe, and I go, here's your doll's bed, and you flip one over, and I go, and there's the pillow. That's
That was
what-
smooth.
That's what I do.
That was really smooth. And she goes for it every
She
time.
does, every time.
God bless that kid. Okay, this is so weird. West Valley is stinking, and it's finally to the
Watch
point.
yourself.
Well,
Watch
no.
yourself, Missy.
Nicholas and Rhonda Britton have been so desperate, they finally went to the media and went, you have got to help us. We're dying here. We are dying.
What?
She said, it's so gross. I can't even describe it. Nicholas says, sometimes when you're walking by, it's like death. And you're thinking, is it a dead animal? It says it's something hideously like,
Right.
yeah. But what they're finding is the smell, depending on the wind, actually goes all the way down to City Hall. So unfortunately, the city administrators know about it too.
That's fortunate.
And they say, Sam Johnson's the communications director for West Valley City. He
Right.
says it's a sewer smell. And he said, we have tracked everywhere through like all of our maintenance systems and
Right.
all the different things,
Treatment
what other
centers.
things it could be.
Treatment centers, everything, right?
They even launched a campaign saying, if you smell something, say something.
That's
Because they're trying to triangulate where the smell
That's
is coming from.
hilarious.
If you see something, smell something, say something.
Say something. It's like a PR nightmare. It's like a BM nightmare, is what it is. It is. It's,
Really? That was the best you could come up with?
I'm still all concerned. I'm sorry.
All right, why don't we just go to the test kitchen and
Well,
let you work
before
this
we
through?
before we do that, I said, well, we're going to put this to the test, and we're going to do that coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by Magic Wash, home of the ultra-durable ceramic car wash to keep your car looking clean and pretty for longer. 2 locations in Layton and South Ogden. And also by New Millennium Group, financial advisors to help you grow into financial security. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com for a free Social Security optimization report.
Hi there, and welcome to Todd's Test Kitchen. I come from a long line of shuckers. We're talking corn. My mom was a shucker. My dad was a shucker. My older brother, my older sister were shuckers. I, being the youngest, I was the little shucker. And the lineage goes on. My grandparents, they were shuckers. My mother's side more than my father's side. Great-grandparents, mother's side, he was a tremendous shucker. Huge. His wife, not so much, but he made up for it because of his enthusiasm, you know. And then I saw this thing online that threatens everything that I value in corn, which is the shucking process. And I want to put it to the test because you just can't take away a man's heritage without putting it to the test. And that's what we're going to do today. This new shucking way is disturbing. It is. And we're going to put it to the test. So let's get started. The anti-shucking video online takes basically corn and puts it into the pot and then boils it without the shucking part. My lineage of shucking has now been eliminated, and I just want to put this to rest that this is fake, and the shucking will live on forever. Let's put it on the stove. Ugh. The ear of corn has been taken out of the water. It is cool enough for me to touch. Now, what this woman suggests is that you take a knife and cut off the end. Like that. All right? Now, the idea is that we're just going to pull this out of this, but I came up with, hang on, let me get it. I came up with this little idea because it looks like it might be hard, so I'm using a corkscrew to disprove this impossible theory. And supposedly, what's going to happen is I'm going to pull this out and there'll be no silk or hairs on it whatsoever. I got to tell you, as a shucker, I'm a little nervous. Okay, so, a little bit of effort. What? What I am now looking at is almost, to a shucker, impossible. I have the entire husk in my hand. And as you can see, there is maybe one thread, maybe two threads on the corn. Meaning that my days of shucking are over. I don't know what to say. In this case, the internet is correct. No longer will my talents be needed at parties and family gatherings because of this. I am speechless. I am speechless and I do not know what to say. So much for my heritage, my lineage of being a shucker. My parents, my grandparents, my great-great-grandparents shucking their hearts out is now dead. I think I need a little moment to myself.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com. And by Brio Technologies. They rent, sell, and install audiovisual components, including professional sound, lighting, video, and intercom systems, components, projectors, interactive whiteboards, and classroom audio systems. Just go to BrioAudiovisual.com. Oh, little camper. Buck up.
I'm a shucker. Used to be.
You'll always be my little shucker.
Thanks. All right, there's a...
You're not all excited that it kind of worked?
Is this one of our kids' teeth?
I can't. It's entirely possible.
I'm going to continue with food. We know that fair food is interesting.
Always. Anything that can be deep fried has been deep fried at a fair.
In the classic
and things
sense.
you can't either, like a hoof.
Isn't it Lean On Me where the kid eats the blueberry pie in the contest? It is. That used to be the thing, that you would eat watermelon or blueberry pie with your hands behind your back because the blue would be hilarious.
Inutterably appalling looking, yeah.
Right.
Because if you use cherry pie, it looks more like a crime scene, so you don't want that.
This is true. Some of the different places, Wisconsin turns 90% of its milk into cheese. You didn't need to know that, but I told you anyway.
I love cheese.
And so what they do is their state fair, for the eating contest, they use cheese curd.
Oh, fried cheese curds are delicious.
No, it's not fried, just cheese curd.
Just cheese curd?
Is it squeaky cheese? You introduced me to squeaky cheese.
Yeah, that's the stuff that we get every time we go up to Logan at USU. Oh, okay.
Maine. This does not make any sense
This
to
is
me.
not Maine in any logical way.
What would you think, Maine? Oysters,
Lobster.
oysters, clams,
Lobster's
mussels.
probably too expensive.
Lobster.
Moose. Maybe moose would be.
I'd go with lobster.
all you
That
can
would
eat
be
moose.
the normal thing. Sushi.
That seems a little groovy for Maine. I'm not gonna lie.
I've lived there. There's nothing groovy
It's
about
like
it.
lumberjacks. So
It's why I liked the place.
Well, me too, because there's lobster. But okay.
All right, another one. Cottage cheese from Minnesota.
Wow, that's the most joyless. They better have a really big prize, because that's like.
How big a bowl do they give you? I can't even imagine.
It's always something like the weirdest dairy product ever, because the only reason you would ever willingly eat cottage cheese is if it was some sort of like hideous diet requirement. No one goes, I can hardly wait for some cottage cheese. No one does that.
It's just because they have so much of it around.
There's just like someone's got to eat it.
Someone's got to eat it.
Because even the pigs won't eat it, so someone has to.
Washington, D.C., guess what theirs would be?
Now, this is random. I would not.
BS?
How about like blue crabs, maybe?
No.
Well, that's more Maryland.
No, Sloppy Joe.
Really?
Sloppy Joe sandwiches.
I would not picture that for there, but okay.
Here's the interesting one, and this comes from New York State, and they call it a hot beef sundae. Read the ingredients.
Hot beef. The hot beef sundae looks like an ice cream sundae, but instead of sweet treats, it's balls of mashed potatoes covered in beef and gravy, topped with corn, cheese, and a cherry on top. It's a favorite at the New York State Fair. The contestants are labeled gobblers, racing to see who can finish the sundae the fastest. They're also doing it blindfolded and with no hands. The first to lick the bowl clean
Dies.
is crowned the winner, and then promptly has an aneurysm. But yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. All of those foods are delicious. I'm not sure I could go through it like it was a sundae, though. That seems creepy.
If I got into a eating contest like with lobster, I would, and you have like a big plate, I'd be like this. I'd enjoy it.
This is free. I'm just part of the competition.
And this is all mine, so back off.
It's going to take a while, so you can give the award to that guy.
Can I get a beverage? This would be great. A little sauce.
You're apparently forgetting our all-you-can-eat lobster night in Maine. And no, we're not going to go into it because we've told this story before. We haven't done this one, though. This is very sweet. The Identical Twin Story is brought to you by PC Laptops. PC Laptops, by the way, can build the most amazing laptops, desktops. They start at $7.99, but they can go even lower with their scratch and dent sale, which started yesterday. This would be the time to scamper down.
August 1st.
All the locations, PCLaptops.com.
There you go. Twins. You said twins.
Okay, one set of identical twins is not uncommon, but it's...
Did you have some in school?
Yeah, and they did always dress alike, and I know it was their mom.
What a horrible...
They would not have willingly done that. One cut her hair so it was shorter than the other. Oh my God.
Oh, crazy.
I think she was grounded for a year.
Crazy talk.
Yeah, but you know, it's enough for you to go, oh, there's some identical twins. But if you have two sets of identical twins, then it's like,
But in the
well,
same
look at you.
In the same family?
Well, it got even weirder than that. Apparently, there was a woman at the church, this was Chrissy Bevier, who said, you two are so cute. You need to just marry twin brothers and you could all just set up a household together. And she goes, as a matter of fact, I know a set of identical twins. Now, Chrissy and her identical twin Cassie met the two nice boys named Zach and Nicholas Lewin.
And they're identical as well.
And they all fell in love, like a girl and a boy and a girl and a boy. And they're getting married. As a matter of fact, this Saturday. All four will stand at each other's wedding during the 2-day celebration.
So they're going to do it like a Friday, Saturday thing, I see.
And it's funny, Cassie says, you know, what really cemented it for us is psychology loves twin studies. And the professor was like, we're going to talk about this. And she said, we all spend a bunch of time together doing studies to earn extra money, and we fell in love.
Right.
And so it's going to be just about as super adorable as you can possibly imagine. They proposed on the same night.
Can you imagine the confusion?
They're moving in together.
More confusion.
Into a 2-bedroom apartment in Fenton.
Both couples?
As they finish their doctorates in physical therapy.
Horrible.
And there you go.
Okay, so let me set up a scenario for you.
2 sets of identical twins married to each other. This cannot end well.
Okay, so it's midnight. Both couples have gone to bed. One of the guys hears a noise when he's coming out of the bathroom. So he walks into the kitchen, and there his bride is, making a little food because she was hungry and getting a drink of water like that. And he walks up behind her and smacks her on the butt. And you know the rest.
Your wife is good looking.
Your wife.
Because she's identical to mine.
My wife's hotter than, no, she's just the same.
You know what? I just think no. When Zach and McLean were born, they looked identical, and we could only tell because McLean had a little spot. But I can't always tell who was who. I could always tell which was which. I'm sorry, but if you're falling in love with an adult woman, you know perfectly well whose butt you're slapping.
All right.
I think.
You'll find out.
Now, I'm not sure. I can't guarantee, but I think.
I now have a story about secret beavers.
I have been waiting for this entire show for this story.
When's the last time somebody told you a story about secret beavers? Never. No. This happens in England, in Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire.
Yeah, because it's in England. That's why they call it that. Anyway,
secret beavers.
They have had this horrible situation where these flash floods are coming down through this very steep canyon during torrential downpours, and it's just been causing hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of damage to this town. And so, unbeknownst to anybody, they went into secret beaver mode. So what they did is they got a couple beavers.
Just a couple?
2
beavers.
And they built a containment center of about 11 acres on the stream, and they released them. And what they ended up
released the beavers. I can just picture this beaver flying overhead. But okay, sorry.
Stealth beavers.
These are stealth beavers. Okay.
They just slipped them into the water, and they went in and they did the beaver thing, which is they cut down little trees and make a dam. They flood a meadow. Willows grow up and become a
You can realign the curve of a river. Yeah.
Naturally control the movement of water through all the reeds and all the willows that have grown. They are so successful, they've actually lifted the veil on the secret beaver project.
The secret beaver project. I could not say that without giggling if I was one of the city officials. I would be on the floor daily. And now, why were they keeping it a secret about the beavers? Because if it were me and I was from that town, I would totally want to root the beavers on. I'd be like, you are such great beavers. I mean, I would be there for them.
What's happened to our show? What they've done, they were worried about activists.
Why?
Well, I know, because you're letting beavers go in the wild.
Here, go have some fun. Go eat some trees. That's what you like.
So a rainstorm came?
Yes. How did it work? What was the big test?
It contained it. It slowed the water down enough that the stream didn't overflow, and they didn't have the flooding, and they didn't have the damage. Guess what's happening now? More beavers.
Not as secretive as the other beavers.
No.
Now this could be out in the open beavers.
Celebrated beavers. There you go.
That is a beautiful. I have waited all day for that story, and it was even better than I hoped for.
I'm just really still sad about the shucking corn.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, what am I going to tell our kids?
Yeah.
Little shuckers.
Don't forget to like and share the show. We're drawing up winner for dinner for 4 at Christopher's Prime Steakhouse tomorrow night.
So well.
We would love it to be you. So, yeah, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. I had to find a new hobby.
Aw, honey. Little kitten.